Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I'm here with Isaac,
How's it going?
and we're here to talk about Marvel Rivals because very recently we had a situation with a community tournament that was being hosted basically in celebration of Deadpool's arrival in Marvel Rivals. And apparently, there was a little bit of a drama during that community tournament with one user named Kingsman Kingsman 265, who had a teammate named Zazzastack, who was a Black Widow one trick. And apparently, during the whole tournament, while the matches were playing out, Kingsman wasn't happy with the performance of the Black Widow player, suggesting that the player should switch to another hero or switch to or just say basically switch to anything else that will basically help the team out. So basically, we wanted a more like meta focused team character. But Zazzastack refused to switch, basically saying that Kingsman was being very hostile, telling him to chill, while Kingsman was obviously being very like angry and was very adamant on getting Zazzastack to switch because there was $40,000 on the line, and obviously that's a lot of money for like a community tournament. And with everything that happened, the tournament organizer Basim decided to throw like Kingsman out from the tournament, stating that was due to poor sportsmanship and hostility. Now, there's a lot of back and forth regarding this whole situation. A lot of people saying that Kingsman was in the right or Zazzastack was in the right, but I just want to know, like, what's your opinion on the whole situation?
What's the whole situation that happened in the game too? What I will honestly sit here and say is get I get Kingsman's situation, man. You're in a special tournament. You guys been invited to participate in this tournament. It was a bunch of randoms, I guess, because I guess really knows each other other than the fact that they all have YouTube
And Twitch.
Twitch
Yeah.
channels, and they're all kind of recording. They're doing their let's plays during their hours and such. So nobody probably knows each other. I get where Kingsman's coming from, man, because it is 40K on the line. That's a lot of money on the line to just get beat through, but with a couple of randos in this very special tournament. Where I will slightly push back, where Zazzattack that's her name.
Yeah,
Zazzastack.
Zazzastack.
Is when you are and I'm going more based on basic like knowledge in terms of like you being a coach in like normal sports. You are technically like the leader in a
Mm-hmm.
situation in moments like this. When you are playing a game like this, how you come at people during said tournaments and during like team comps does affect the morale of how you guys play as the game goes on in a situation like this. Now, again, I don't really know. I think we have seen some videos up. We had an opportunity to watch a little bit of the video to get more context about the whole situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Kingsman really wasn't totally crazy. Like I get where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
In a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in normal situations, the way that you act towards your teammates could represent a little bit of a, how you push towards your squad mates can affect the morale of gaming and how you guys perform too. Like we've sit down and we played Marvel Rivals a lot, and we understand when somebody gets way too emotional in the game, it can affect how other people play and how people
Yeah.
take it too
Obviously.
seriously, and then it gets really amped up. Again, there was money on the line, so I can honestly, in the situation. That being said, watching the video and seeing what happened in the video, I think it was pretty. I feel like Kingsman was a little bit more level headed in trying to do his best in trying to get this particular person to switch for the sake of the team. He even offered to play a completely different role so she can get off of it. She didn't push. She totally refused.
Yes.
Completely refused. So so if people are going to sit here and look in that situation, I could totally understand that. But that being also said, how you come at your squad mates can affect how they play moving forward in the game too, and how you're communicative is very important. Again, they didn't even know each other, so there is a very possibility that you're not going to be able to move like, say, professionals would in the game.
True, obviously. That being said, Kingsman is a top 500 ranked player. So he does play this game like daily.
Okay.
So he understands how it is like in the trenches, how to play ladder and what's optimal and what isn't. And as someone who does like playing Black Widow, she's obviously not a top pick. Black Widow has a reputation for having the lowest win rate. That being also to note that usually a reason why her win rate is so low is because a lot of people pick her solely just to throw matches, which brings down the overall win rate of that character down. Black Widow can be an effective character, but she's not going to be good in a lot of situations. So being a good Black Widow player also means knowing when to switch off. In fact, it goes for every hero in this game. This is a counter pick game, just like Overwatch. You have to switch your hero in order to meet the expectations of your team and to be able to counter whatever the enemy team is throwing at you. So to be stuck onto one specific character is actually kind of selfish, because you really should not have your entire team have to rework their entire comp just to accommodate you. It's very selfish to think that way. So again, as much as I love playing Black Widow, she's not optimal, and I completely understand Kingsman where he wanted her to switch.
Again, and now, like you said, now that you revealed that he's like a top 5 player,
top 500
player in the space. But again, also, just because Kingsman is a top 500 player, that doesn't mean all the people that he played is. So some of them really just want to jump on for the sake of playing the game.
Yeah.
Moving forward, in a chance to hopefully win 40K. Like, again, money is on the line, so I totally get the whole situation on that. So, again, how Kingsman comes at a player that is not top 500, it's a little different. Like, if there's more top players that were together, I think they would understand the whole situation to be able to switch in and out of the game. Even though Marvel Rivals, that's how the game is designed. You're always going to be counter-picked, and you're always going to be countering the counter as the game goes and moves on.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Basim, I think I understand why he decided to kick him, but I feel like that decision was also a little bit hasty because, again, I guess based on what Kingsman said, is that he basically only looked at the VODs for the whole tournament and decided to make a decision based off that.
And from what I'm hearing, he didn't even get a warning.
Yeah. He didn't. At least that's what Kingsman is.
Which is Kingsman saying. Again, we don't know the other side of it too, which I assume there's other. I mean, everybody's streaming their own game, so everybody's going to have their own point of view. So to be fair to Zazzastack and everybody else there, we haven't seen her side of the story and how that's being perceived.
Well, yeah,
we're only seeing it from Kingsman's side of the story.
Yeah.
So I will give that some grace.
Yeah, I mean, Zazzastack did call out the video from Kingsman, just for the hate that she was getting, saying that it was edited and didn't give the full details, which is true because there's only so much you can detail in that whole span of that whole tournament. And of course, Kingsman didn't have any ill will towards Zazzastack. He just really wanted to win.
Yeah.
He was just caught up in the moment. He just really wanted to win. No hate towards her and stuff like that. That being said, one of her friends was spewing hate towards Kingsman, and some recent developments basically saying that his fans are a bunch of goobers. That's the PG way of saying it. That his fans, that Kingsman's fans are a bunch of goobers, and just saying that they're all a bunch of chuds and whatever and morons, and obviously it's throwing fuel on the fire. It's just a whole nasty situation overall, especially considering that the team that Zazzastack was on only finished 7 out of 8 and they only won basically 1 out of 9 matches.
Mm.
And she eventually did switch near the end, but it's because she was having high ping, and playing a character like Black Widow, you need a good ping to play her. And yeah, she was just not performing to her best during that whole thing.
Now, for Kingsman, going back into Kingsman's situation too, I can understand his situation too. Again, how I'm going back to how you treat people too as well, because even though maybe even if you go and rely back to somebody like like with Zazzattack could also not switch out of just stubbornness, like pure stubbornness, which is also an issue too. So it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. I mean, knowing him, I think a character like Kingsman would be more willing to switch.
He even said, which all the news articles point out.
Mm-hmm. Although the news articles were saying that he was stuck playing Magic most of the game, but he was actually doing his best to bring value compared to the Black Widow player. And again, I'm just saying that it really does get to a point where, again, in a game like this, you really everybody needs to be on the same wavelength. If you have any kind of strife or just any kind of arguments, it's just going to bring down morale.
Oh, it spirals out of control real quick.
Yeah, everything spirals out of control. And that's everybody's responsibility, regardless if it's the team leader or the teammates. Everybody's got to come together and to get the W. Because if you're only as strong as your weakest teammates. Because everybody, even though they're just playing for fun, you're still playing a team game. And if you know that you're playing a team game, and you know that everybody has to work together. So I still feel like that Zazzattack was being very stubborn. It's very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like selfish, very selfish in that regard. And obviously Kingsman was being very rude in the whole situation. It's just like, that's that thing that sucks about this game is just like, you can never find a good balance when it comes to this game. You get people who either who care too much, like Kingsman, or you get players that don't care enough, like Zazzattack. They're basically both sides of one coin when it comes to people who play Marvel Rivals, basically.
Or anybody that just plays these hero shooting games in general, too.
Or just competitive team-based games overall as well, yeah.
Correct. So,
because I'm sure you get the same kind of thing in Rainbow Six Siege. You get the same kind of thing when you're playing League of Legends. You get the same kind of thing when you're playing Deadlock.
Yeah.
Teamwork is everything. Morale is everything. If you don't have morale, if the morale is low, you're not going to win regardless of how good anyone on your team is.
As well as good communication, whoever is said the leader or with the team. Communication is important in these games. Do we push? Do we flank? Do we hold position? It's all about even communication. So you can take some hits at Kingsman in that situation for losing his cool, because
as the leader, you're supposed to lead the team. You're supposed to set the example for everyone following you.
Set the tone.
Set the tone, exactly.
And also, again, another situation, I think these were all randoms thrown together, even though they're all well-known streamers. They're all randoms thrown together.
You even mentioned that.
So nobody knows exactly how each other plays. Like a Zazzattack might just be a calmer streamer who just loves to play one particular character because she just enjoys it. That's that's for her. While, Kingsman is about switching, is about comps, is about being tactical. So not knowing how each other plays, I think that's also that's another issue. I think it seems like they were all learning that on the fly.
Well, yeah, they were all
as
learning
the
how
game
everybody
was
plays on the
going.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but I don't think they were allowed to like practice.
getting warm up games just to kind of get each other
I
and
don't
see
think
how
so.
everything works out. So
I mean, I'll look into it if they had to do warm up games or not, but I think I doubt it. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have had this situation to begin with.
yeah.
But regardless, I think the biggest thing about when it comes to this kind of game is that flexing is 100% mandatory. You cannot be a one trick when it comes to Marvel Rivals or any game that has like counter picking and switching. You absolutely need to have several heroes under your belt. But you gotta have several heroes under your belt. Otherwise, you're gonna have situations like this. So basically, that's the situation as it is. There's probably going to be a little bit more developments in the future. But what do you think? Do you think that Kingsman was in the right? Do you think Zazzastack was in the right? Do you think Basim was in the right for everything that was going on? Let us know. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac, and we are saying peace.